If you're a guitarist, this is the way you are taught the major scale. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. And then you say, but why does it start on C? Here's a thing that we have known all our life, the do, re, mi scale, that you can use for music theory. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Solfege, which is the fancy word for the note names. Everybody knows it. So point number one, when you're talking about notes, use solfege, use do, re, mi, because you know it. Here's point number two. Check out the scale on one string. You start on C, which is do, and we'll go do, re, mi, fa, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, la, ti. The next thing that you need to know is when you're going and you land on T and stop, it wants to resolve. You want to hear this go back to, it doesn't feel complete until you do that. And that half step is kind of the secret of the thing that like keeps music moving. The do, re, mi scale is also a template. A scale is like something that you measure something with. When you split that scale up into those two halves, you start to see this secret. We have this half step between mi and fa. What if you were to turn that into T of a different scale? Here is the same note on the E string. So we're going to call this do now. Those scales overlap. They like dovetail. And that dovetailing is the other thing that kind of drives music theory. It's not a theory, it's a fact. It's a fact that we hear that half step between T and do, we want it to resolve to do. You can play music that's just in one scale, but even music that's mostly in one scale often messes with your ears and works to recontextualize the notes so you think you're in another scale, or you are in another scale. And that's where music gets really cool, and where chord theory and harmony gets really cool, because learning about how to play those games with your own ears, with other people's ears, is what music is about. If you have that one fact, and then you apply it to the notes in chords, for instance, a C chord is do, mi, and so. Those are the notes that build a C chord, or C, E, and G. A G chord, G, T, re. T being like the mic drop where it's like, oh, this wants to go back to do. And then you feel at home. It's because of that half step motion. That T is referred to often as the leading tone. It leads you back to do. That's it. There is tension and release. And there are lots of ways to create tension and release, or lots of ways to play with that tension and release, but it's pretty much all coming back to T, just wants to be with do, or wants to be do. Because you have it stuck in your head, it's really hard to mess it up on one string.